Golf Channel coverage of the 59th edition of the Wegmans LPGA Championship continues. Beautiful day here in Rochester, New York. Best day of the week by far, the second major of the year. It was Inbee Park who won the Kraft Nabisco Championship. Mission Hills Country Club out west, and she's trying to do the same here. Become the 10th, for the 10th time, have one player win the first two majors of the season.
Yeah, but the two that actually have won the Kraft Nabisco and this championship, 1986 Pat Bradley, 2005 Annika Sorenstam.
And Babe Saharias did it back in 1950. Patty Berg a couple of times. Mickey Wright, Sandra Haney, and then Bradley and Sorenstam. All right, out to Inbee Park.
8th tee up the hill, likely a 3-shot hole, even with a good tee shot. That looked like a pretty good one.
Yeah, right side. Stays in the fairway. We'll go back one to the other round going on here.
Yeah, don't forget, we had 2 tee start. Lydia Ko was the first off the 10th, and so now she's following the leaders. And she's having a really good round, 3 under par for the round.
Yeah, got to 4 under, but just made a bogey on the green safely at the par 3.
Now young Choi for a birdie up at 9.
Has to fall just a little bit to her left. Boy, it didn't look like it would break that much.
You know, that was,
see why that happened, Phil.
That was a good-looking putt until it missed. Back to 8.
Pressel ready.
Good sounding tee shot there. Nice drop to left center.
Suzanne Pettersson, 2nd to 13. Now you can get close to this hole position today. It's on the bottom level. And you can use a big slope behind the hole position. It could feed back. Oh, whoa, oh, here we go. I thought she was going in the bunker. Look at that. You see, even missing the green, it ends up close to the hole.
Here at 18, her 9th hole of the day, Ai Miyazato for birdie. Former world #1. 3 birdies. Yikes, at 10 though. A tough start, but coming back. In top 6 right now, so she is 6 off the lead. Inbee Park and Morgan Pressel play the 8th hole. Look for a major championship here in Rochester. Second shot, 8th hole, fairway, Morgan Pressel.
Up the hill, 216 front, 237 hole. That's a lot out of Morgan to get it all the way there.
Almost.
Just very nearly. I mean, I think if it hadn't caught the rough, it might be on the putting surface.
She's birdied this hole all 3 rounds so far. Well positioned there. To 7 we go.
Lydia Ko, she's got herself into a tie for 16th position. This is a birdie attempt. Current US Women's Amateur Champion. Back to 8.
Chella Choi second.
Chella 214 front, 235 hole. It's going just a little left. Can't really tell from where they are where that ended up, but that's the safe side, isn't it, Judy?
Deep rough on the left.
Well, maybe not so safe.
We jump to 13 now.
Suzanne Pettersson has a birdie attempt.
Quick putt, a little move to the right.
Speedy little thing. Oh, look at I mean, she's turning it in an amazing round of golf. 5 under par for the round, gets to tie for 7th.
See how Inbee can do it. 8.
She was, she had to flirt with those trees, right, to try and get it there with her draw. And that's pretty much Jailsville.
Hit the tree, Joe?
Yeah, hit the tree, fell straight down a good 115, 20 yards from the hole with some tree trouble.
Well, she very often plays mistake-proof kind of golf, but we've seen a couple of mistakes already today, and she's left the door open for Morgan Pressel, and Morgan's just going to have to move in.
Well, we saw it in the desert earlier this year, Rancho Mirage. Now we're seeing it this weekend here in Rochester, New York, but we also asked the players, what goes into winning a major? A bit of Kipling, maybe, Jude, keeping your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming you?
That's right. And I think it's all those things, but I also think it is the person who can have their game primed at those 3 or 4 times a year so that when you arrive at the major championship, pretty good play from there from Inbee, but she's still going to have to work again. When you arrive at the major championship, you're not trying to find your golf game. You're trying to learn the golf course. And you see a lot of players put themselves out of every major championship, and you really see it at the U.S. Open because they work so hard on their golf game on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By the time Thursday rolls around, they're tired.
Point well taken as we look ahead to Marion as well, to 11.
It's third shot for Michelle Wee. Yeah, I think Michelle Wee's coming into the ball a little bit squarer. Sometimes she would come slightly over the top with her irons, and now I think she's coming more inside to square and back to inside than I've seen in a long time. It's looking quite good.
And another pivotal hole, perhaps, Inbee with that 2-shot lead, but a par 5, and she's got to work hard to save her par. There's the clubhouse and swimming pool there. Closed for the week with the championship going on. The 8th hole up there, the green. There you see it. A golf course that winds back and forth through the 2 towns. Jefferson Road splitting the golf course in 2. Chella, just 22 years of age, from South Korea, but now Floridian. And 41st in the Rolex rankings.
She and her family are making their home in the Jacksonville area.
Well, this second shot made its home, Judy, in a jungle. Took 5 of us to find it, even with the gallery kind of trying to tell us where it was. Can barely see it standing over it. So a lot of variables in this shot. Can't really predict how it's going to come out. You have to get some club head speed on it to try and make decent contact. And if it shuts it down with that type of swing, it'll go a long way.
Think of the Father's Day gift this would be. Victory and retirement right before Father's Day.
Yeah, for sure. You got to grip this club a little bit more firmly. You cannot let the club face get overwhelmed by the long grass. So a little firmer grip to try to keep the club face in hit position. You don't want to let it flip over.
Tried getting steep on it. That is nice. Very, very nice from there. I know it's still 20 feet, but that's an excellent shot.
That's a good shot. Look at what a big swing she makes for a short shot. Trying to hit the grass, keep the club face open, keep it moving through that grass and under the ball. And look how late the club face ever turned over, if it ever did turn over, actually.
It's rough that you can injure your wrist in, though, trying to get out of. Shake of the right wrist. All right, now Morgan Pressel just in front for her 3rd.
She's really, really good at these shots normally. Pitches them with the exact Stockton technique, which is no need to choke down on the club unless the ball's above your feet. Pretty straight and just gently uphill.
Something like that. She mentioned she hasn't been to the winner's circle in a while because every facet of the game hasn't come together. It seems to be this week. She might not win, but...
That's the story of playing golf tours. You know, when you're putting well, you need to be driving it a little bit better. When you're driving it really well, all of a sudden you can't make a putt. And on the weeks when it comes together...
You better take advantage.
Yeah, you got to take advantage and you cash a big check.
Diane Choi, this her third at 10.
Terry, she had a lie that was just brutal. Missed the fairway by about a foot. Could not even see the ball, and she's missed it yet again. Did that catch a piece of it up there?
Just off, Val. All right, back at 8. The fourth for Inbee Park.
Ooh, that came out of there hot as well, just like Morgan's on the previous hole. And from the fairway, just having a rough time right now on this hole.
Well, this is our defending champion. Currently tied for 10th. In fact, we've only ever had 4 players defend this title. Mickey Wright, 1960-61. Patty Sheehan, 83-84. Julie Inkster, 1999 and 2000. And then Annika Sorensen managed to do it on 2 occasions. She won 2003, 2004, and 2005.
She was pretty good.
Not too bad at all. I think if she came out now, she'd still be pretty good. That's a nice putt there. And some good golf. So
you know, a lot of people retire and don't play very much, but from everything I can see and hear, and when I see Annika, she plays golf all the time, and some competitively.
I think she could come out here and still compete, yeah.
14. Look down as the shadows cross on the stream. Suzanne Pedersen getting ready. It's a pretty golf course, isn't it, Jude?
It is. I met a couple this morning. In fact, they're they are hosting Wendy Ward in their home this week, and they said they'd been members here for 40 years. Huh. And I think often that it's the kind of golf course you would not tire of playing.
With the old trees and the pines. Such a different setting, too. The first major to the second major of the year in golf course.
Yeah, from the California desert to the northeast.
Chella Choi here at 8 for birdie.
A little uphill early, then pretty flat in terms of speed, just going a little right.
She knew it. And she's got to start to make some of those if she's going to make a run.
Michelle Wee should be right center, fairly firm. Don't give it any more than that. There we go. I really do think she hits the putts where she wants to hit using this method. It's just a question of getting the right read.
So Inbee Park with this left to save par. And Morgan Pressel in there very close for her birdie.
We've had a lot of potential swing holes here, and we're only on the 8th hole of the final round. This is one of them. She's pretty good from this distance. Well, she's pretty good from any distance.
When they miss, they don't miss by much. All right, so Park is that second shot, which clipped the tree, and it's going to cost her a shot here. And then back to 7 under. And 1 over for this afternoon round. So this for birdie to share the lead. Once again, along with Inbee Park, quite a showdown developing this afternoon here in Rochester. Final hole of the opening 9, the par 3 9th, and Inbee Park and Morgan Pressel at 7 under par. Pressel looking for her second major championship, but it's a long time ago she won her first and only. 2007 Kraft Nabisco, and she's taken on the #1 player in the world in Inbee Park, who just won the opening major this year.
And she won the 2008 U.S. Open. when she was really just a kid. She was just shy of her 20th birthday. So she and Morgan, actually 2007, 2008, were kind of on top of the world. And then they both struggled for some time. Inbee Park found it last summer, and I think we might see Morgan Pressel finding it right here.
Yeah, it's interesting. And Inbee Park was the youngest winner of the US Women's Open, and the youngest winner of any major was Morgan Pressel. And here they are, battling it out, tied after a two-shot swing on the last hole. Yeah, let's look at that. 18 years old and 10 months when she did win the craft. And in fact, when she was 2 seasons earlier, she came really close to winning the US Women's Open Championship. She was on the 72nd hole, tied for the lead, and I think it was Birdie Kim hold that bunker shot on the last hole, and ended up beating her. And she was that was 2 years before she became the youngest major winner.
Yeah, she was still an amateur. 17.
Amazing.
When Birdie won.
I believe that was at Cherry Hills, and what a dramatic finish that was. We might be in for one today. 145 to get to the green, in line with the flag stick. 157 hole. She's going with 7-iron. Little breeze into him, but she can hit it low. Turning about 15 feet left, but oh, wow, that carried a long way.
That's not too bad. In fact, it's a similar putt to the one she made this morning. She had 3 birdies in a row, 7, 8, and 9, and after that she had a 5-shot lead.
Yeah, he's the winner of the U.S. Women's Amateur back in 2005. Eventually turned pro when she was 17, and here she is now in the final round, perhaps on the verge of winning again. Choi.
That was Chella Choi's tee shot. Yeah, and you know, this could be classed as match play now. Tie for the lead. There's 3 shots clear of Chella Choi, who's in 3rd place by herself. And of course, Morgan Pressel is maybe the best match play player out there. She's played 3 Solheim Cups, 11 matches, only lost twice in 11 matches. Undefeated 2 years ago in Ireland. Now Inbee Park.
Not letting the church bells interrupt her here. Going with 8-iron. Phil, time for you to go.
Feeling blessed, perhaps.
And that's not 150 yards from the tee box.
Dragged it a little left, I think.
Yeah, a little left center short.
Yeah, that was a very good shot there, because there we go, there's the bells. It really is a lovely area around here. Pittsford is just an incredibly pretty village. Let's go to the 10th.
Nyan Choi, this to save par.
Really tough putt to read. Goes left and then right. How good was that?
That was a great effort. Up at 14, Suzanne Pedersen to get it to 3 under.
Not many big swings in the back portion of this green, but just that little move.
72, 73, 74 the first 3 rounds for Pedersen. Sun Young Yu, this is for bogey.
And from the fairway, drove it in the bunker and hit a very bad bunker shot past the hole, and there you go. As quick as it comes, it goes.
Chances of getting the winner's circle maybe going by the wayside there. You got 11 players who are under par for the championship. That's it.
This is the 9th green, Inbee Park, for a birdie. Tied for the lead with Morgan Pressel at 7 under.
Maybe a little uphill, not a lot of break. There's a kind of a little shelf that she's putting along.
Oh, she Once again, the distance control is very good. That was just a moment ago. And now we're live looking down at the 9th green with Chella Choi.
Very similar putt, just a little bit shorter.
If this drops, she closes within 2 shots. Oh, she was aggressive, wasn't she? Over to 10.
Jie Shin, this is her 3rd.
With all the rain, the tee at the 10th was moved forward for the first 3 rounds, but with that 20-minute break today, the tee was taken back, and it is playing its full length at 413 yards.
Made their best efforts to change the golf course as much as they could for this final round, Phil.
Yes, that's right. They've done an amazing job. Between the 3rd round and 4th round, they had a gap of around about 3 holes where there weren't any players on there, and they're out here working very hard. Golf course is just wonderful. And Morgan Pressel has this one for a birdie. Of course, she'd take the outright lead if she makes it.
Well, we look at Morgan, and we just saw the piece about her mom and losing her mom to breast cancer. And Morgan has created quite the foundation that is housed in her home in Florida, in Boca Raton, Florida. And it raises money for breast cancer awareness, treatment, and research. She's done great work down there. She's received an award from the Komen Foundation. And I would just add to that our friend and commentator Val Skinner has a huge event, the life event that is played tomorrow at Hamilton Farms in New Jersey. And Val and the people that support her and her efforts have raised more than $8 million for breast cancer research over the years.
Yeah, well done, Val. Over the years, you've just been amazing with what you have achieved.
Well, thank you guys. You know, Morgan's been very special to the event. She was a life hero back in 2007, and I hope that we inspired her to go on and do the things that she's done, and how much she misses her mom every day. But we are creating programs for precision medicine and a new young women walking Komen program that will launch this year as well.
And good luck tomorrow with the event, Val. We go up to 12. That's a nice shot. Through the deep rough, hands went ahead.
U.S. Open comes up the end of this month for the women at Sabonic. You mentioned it earlier, and even though it's a different style of golf course, all this work in the deep rough might help.
Yeah, I don't think you mind it when it's a major championship. You expect the course to be challenging. I don't think you would like it week in, week out, but for the majors, it's okay. Chella Choi now to save par, currently 3 shots off the lead. If ever there was a time she wanted to really get hot on the back 9, this is the time. There are some birdies out there.
Might be the way a first-time winner wins, is not being in the lead, not being the focus of everything, and then just all of a sudden playing that great final round.
Yeah. She knows she has to make birdies, so she might get aggressive and positive, and you never know what will happen. Now Inbee Park to save par.
Just a formality for Inbee, but she never takes these for granted. Gives it her full attention. Not slow by any means. That gives it her full attention indeed.
Well, there's just 9 holes remaining. The back 9 on the Sunday in the major championship. 2 of them tied at the top. Morgan Pressel, Inbee Park.
Flower City, Rochester. At least it was known as such back in the 18 and 1900s, early 1900s. The final group has made the turn. On the 10th tee, Morgan Pressel.
Elevated tee shot, straight hole with a serpentine-like fairway that actually slopes left. Not that that matters this week, because The ball pretty much just stops. Good tee shot. That's the narrowest part of the fairway, too, Judy, where she has to land it.
One of the more difficult holes on the golf course throughout the week. And Judy, take us through what you see from her swing on the tee.
Yeah.
Swing your swing. Isn't that what Arnold says?
Well, I guess that's back to that DNA thing.
That was from the 18th tee earlier today. This, though, the live tee shot, left rough, trouble again off the tee for Inbee Park to 11.
Third shot for Na Young Choi.
And a great look here, just inside 100 yards. Needs a birdie hole badly.
It's amazing how neat she makes everything look. It's so simple, that swing.
I saw that nice play to here at 12. Wee to save par. Okay. Take it and walk on to 13. Seen her make a few in the last couple of holes. So putting well right now to 15.
Yeah, those putts would be so much easier. She just gave them a little bit of pace. It would only break about an inch. That was Pedersen. She really had a good round of golf. 5 under par. 2 under total. Tied for 6th right now. Back to 11. Birdie putt for Na Young Choi.
A little bit of a mound just to her right. Push the ball to the left a little.
Well done. She's come so close to a lot of putts.
You said she's so neat, Phil. I don't even think she has any mud on her pants.
Well, I was thinking of the swing. I wasn't thinking of the outfit.
Everything about her, though, you know, it's like she is. She's very tidy.
Yeah, so now tied for 3rd position. There we go. Lydia Ko. Always great to see, and she plays well every time she turns up. Don't forget, she teed off on the 10th, so this is her final hole of the day. She won the Canadian Women's Open last year. What a performance. And then she became the youngest winner on the LPGA Tour. And also, she's the youngest winner over on the Ladies Tour in Europe. And she is going to be the lowest amateur this week. I suppose she's the only amateur in the field. So.
There's a good chance of that.
Good work there, Phil.
Oh, dear me. Well, she came 25th in the Kraft Nabisco, the first major of the year. I think she's going to improve on that this week.
You know the sad thing, Phil?
What's that?
She'll be the highest am, too.
Well, she won in Canada when she was still 15. She'll go back there to defend that title in August.
Deep, rough, second shot, 10 for Inbee Park.
Risky play there. Unfortunate that's going to end up in a playable spot. There was so much that could have gone wrong there. Deep rough on both sides of this fairway that kind of wiggles all the way up to the green. And that was not a good lie.
Really lucky it didn't get in that deep rough again. So, 7 under, those two at the top. Meanwhile, the third member of this group, Chella Choi, is 3 back. They're about the same length, aren't they?
1 yard apart based on the yardage book. When you stand in between the balls, they look identical. .163 front, 171 hole, a little slope that runs from back to front. Pretty much separates the screen into 2 levels. This shot sets up very well for her draw, Judy. She could get this close. 6 iron. No, it's going to hang out to the right and catch the upper level. If that.
Jumps out of that rough at least, Jared, then into the intermediate cut. You know, you're talking about not finding your game at a major, but having your game and worrying about the golf course. Think about Morgan Pressel. He's had 1 top 10 this year, 1 round in the 60s coming in, and she missed the cut last week at the ShopRite. It can happen overnight.
Well, it can happen overnight, but and she worked really hard this week with Ron Stockton on the practice day, because I watched and they were there for hours one afternoon. But that is not the norm. But they usually say at major championships you need to bring your game with you, not look for it.
Oh, I'm with you there. It just, she could not have had the confidence coming in here that she possessed her game.
Well, and I think the first round was huge.
Yep.
The first round was really huge. It was a long slog.
Five hybrid there for Cella from 170. This needs to go a little left, maybe go as well.
Well, it does enough. The only one on the green in regulation at 10. Up to 16. Can't see the golf ball of Suzanne Pedersen. Asking for it to go in.
Terrific shot.
From that lie? From that rough? It's stopping? Okay then. 7 under. Pressel and Inbee Park have made the turn on the final day. A moment ago at 10, Inbee Park just off the fairway. Yeah.
10 holes in this final round. Inbee Park has only hit 4 greens, and that is a surprise.
It makes it awfully tough on yourself. But she makes the putts for the most part, Jude. Get one back on the last, so they share it at 7 under in the third for Pressel now.
Now, this may look innocuous, but it is not. She just has to get it right up to the top of that ridge that separates the 2 levels of the green and let it die down. She has to aim it well right at the green to do so, and it's not the cleanest lie. Didn't quite get it far enough right, or did she? Excellent shot.
Yeah, it was good contact. You could tell the way the ball came out.
There's 2 holes to go on the 8th that Pressel caught her after leading for, well, certainly through 36 holes. She had a 2-shot lead heading into the day. Remember, they played 18 this morning at 16. What a shot from the rough Pedersen, and this for birdie.
You know, you talk about all the parts of a golfer that can be strong and can make you powerful. Yeah, good. But, and in particular, I think with women more than the male golfer, one thing that sometimes is forgotten is hand strength. And that would be something all of these players have.
Well, certainly Pedersen with that second shot on 16. Now, third shot for Jie Shin at 11. This was just a moment ago. Well, she needs something good to happen. Early this morning in the third round, at one stage she was tied for the lead. There were 3 players at 7 under par. Back to 10.
Chella Choi looking at a birdie, the only one with a chance, well, on in regulation, and a putt for birdie.
With a good idea what it does after watching Morgan's chip shot, I guess it was. Just started out to the right and really, well, you don't want it to die short, obviously, but you don't want it to have much speed at all when it gets to that ridge. And here's an interesting little note. Chella has not missed a fairway in this final round. That's getting it done off the tee. And these are the smallest fairways they'll see.
Boy, that just gains speed, doesn't it?
Impossible to leave it short on that level, I believe.
Under for this round. 17.
Well, Suzanne Pedersen does like this golf course. She likes challenges, likes difficult courses. She tied second in this championship last year. A past champion as well. She hits the ball a long way, so capable of reaching the green in 2. She's 6 under par for the round. Now tied for 5th, 1 shot from 3rd.
Yes, go, go. Go.
It's not an easy thing to hit this 17th fairway. It gets amazingly narrow, as you can see. How good was that tee shot?
Yeah, at the point, right there at the right-hand fairway bunker at 17, it is 13.5 yards, and it's right in the driving area.
She can reach now in 2. That's a great tee shot. Of course, that's the 17th, and at the other side of the tree, of the road, should I say, behind those trees, is the 10th green.
Jefferson Road, you can go underneath the tunnel right there and cross, or you can wait for traffic to stop, cross up top. Choi is for par. Yep. Still 1 under today, 4 under overall, 3 back, looking for her first win. Lost in a playoff last year at Manulife to Brittany Lang, came close.
A fast putt here for Michelle Weers to save par. And you see, once again, there's so much break if you just dribble it. That barely would have got to the hole. If she just hits a little bit firmer where it only goes 2 feet by, you're not going to miss an uphill putt from 2 feet. That putt then would have probably only broke 2 inches. She could have hit it inside right edge, and she would not have missed probably 1 out of 10. But if you just dribble it, and then it's got a foot break, it makes it so difficult to hold it.
Par save coming up, at least an attempt for Inbee Park.
And a putt that can hook pretty good on you if you don't give it just a little speed.
Pretty good par from where she was, Jude.
Great par. When you consider the second shot never got more than about 3 feet off the ground.
Jie Shin for birdie at 11. That's a nice stroke. Well done. Finally, eh?
I was going to say, that is from one great putting stroke to another.
Absolutely. So she's tied for 6 now. Even though she's 3 over.
A lot going on that shirt of hers. Morgan Pressel trying to save par.
Just left the center. That certainly looked to me, Judy, like she missed her line. A bit of a, I guess you would call it a pull, like the face just closed down as it was approaching the ball.
And how often on the back 9 in the last round does it come down to those short putts? Maybe she lost just a tad of speed right at the impact area.
So it is Inbee Park who's taking the 1-shot lead. You wouldn't have imagined that after that tee shot and the second shot from Park at 10. High above Rochester, New York, and Pittsford, Henrietta, the western region of New York State. Aerial coverage provided by Transamerica, transformed tomorrow. Couldn't fly up there a couple of days ago. Too many low-hanging clouds. 2.5 inches of rain washed out the first round if you weren't with us the last few days. So they've made up time very nicely the last few. And 36 holes today in the final group on the 11th.
Yeah, she doesn't try and force anything, even though it's a par 5, 511 yards.
I actually saw that one bounce. First time we've seen that on this hole all week.
No, it's cheating, just caught the downslope. Over to 15. Laura Davies, not having the best of days. This is for a birdie. Look like she's waited for that all day. Back to 11 and Morgan Pressel.
Good looking one there. Excellent one.
It's becoming an automatic thing. She swings and picks up the tee and driving it very nicely. 3 good tee shots down there from the final group on 11. Not sure if anyone can reach. It's actually quite a long par 5.
Golf Channel's presentation of the Wegmans LPGA Championship is brought to you by Wynn's new Duratec Competition Hybrid, a grip like no other. By Pinehurst Resort, experience the restoration of Pinehurst No. 2. And by the award-winning Ping G25 Series, custom engineered for distance, forgiveness, and control.
No, 245 front, downhill lie. That'll give you a little more distance typically if the fairways were dry, but not the case here. That's up the right center.
Yeah, that's not too bad there. Of course, the round of the day is from Suzanne Pettersson, and now second shot 17 after that great tee shot. Tied for 6th position right now, 3 under, 6 under for the day. Oh, didn't need much more. Didn't need much more. Wow. That would have been interesting if that released really close. Back to 11. Second shot for Morgan Pressel.
She's using one of her hybrids here just to lay up, and you don't want to get sloppy with it. The further you lay it back, the wider the fairway, but you also want to leave yourself the shortest shot. This 240 or 244 front. That's a little right. Should catch fairway though.
It's really thick there. Short right of 11, short right of 17 are the 2 thickest areas out of the whole golf course. So she needs to get a good lie.
One of the most frustrating things in the game is to try to play a little bit of a layup, a little bit of a safe shot, and shoot yourself in the foot.
Well, look how narrow the layup is a lot narrower than if you actually went for the green. But I mean, you obviously can't reach the green. It's such a long hole. Now second shot for Inbee Park.
And trying to get it as close up that little narrow fairway as she can. 231 front, 3-wood downhill lie. Although this one not such a severe downhill lie. That's it. Turning over a little bit too quickly. Actually, no, now holding its line. Good contact, and that's about as good as you can ask for, Phil.
Well, you know, she got some run with a tee shot, and she got a little bit of run, but she does hit that penetrating ball flight. Doesn't often miss-hit shots. Of course, right now, she has that one-shot lead over Morgan Pressel. Inbee Park, number 1 in the world. One shot over Morgan Pressel. Jerry Foltz is down there, and the third shot for Morgan Pressel. What's this lie like?
Golf ball's way down there, and this is the wettest rough that I've seen. You said it's the thickest on the course. It's also the wettest, just right of its casual water, 89 yards. Just shut down the club face on her, and that's more than acceptable.
Absolutely. Yeah, she hit the green, which I've seen many miss from there. Oh. There we go, there's the Norwegian flag, Suzanne Pettersson. She was 2 feet short of carrying that bunker, and so this is where a bunker shot ended up. This to get to 7 under for the day, tied for 3rd overall. Yeah, it's a shame, especially when that second shot was so close to carrying that bunker. If it had carried the bunker, I think it would have been close to the hole. Thinking eagle, and then of course if she made an eagle there, she'd be thinking birdie the last, got a chance to win. But it's not to be. I don't know why I went down that path, but it didn't happen. Back to Chella Choi now, third shot on 11.
Just around about 70 yards. Good lie on the first cut of rough. Got that a little high on the face, but still got plenty out of it, I'll say.
That's not too bad. Now young Choi struggling off the tee yet again, now playing her third shot to 13.
Well, and didn't really miss it all that far off the fairway, but this looks like a beauty, Phil.
Yeah, using that slope behind. She's hit a lot of those shots today, hasn't she?
That almost went in.
She almost went in with a wedge on the 6th hole as well.
Katrina, yeah, on the last inspired her.
Now back to 11, Inbee Park.
Nothing to keep her from getting this one very close. Try and get it to check, and it does.
Makes it look easy. She swings in slow motion with a driver, with a wedge, irons, putter.
She is the #1 player in the world.
Yeah, she's not bad, is she, really?
Michelle Wie here at 14, lengthy birdie putt. Just a few short ones today, but this one trying to get the pace right. Pace, direction. What a game you play.
It's crazy,
What
isn't
a
it?
game. Missed like a 2-footer earlier today.
I said she should hit them firm and straight, didn't I?
Brilliant. So we, among those Americans, trying to make the Solheim Cup team, and there's where she is right now, 113 points. See Morgan Pressel behind her in 15th right now, but they're double points at major championships, so it's 120 points that you get for a win. So if you're Pressel and you win here, you jump into that top 8, and if you're in the top 8 at the end of the run, you automatically go. And a couple of off the Rolex World rankings and 2 captain's picks.
Yeah, and Morgan has a great Solheim Cup record, and she's a terrific match player. She was undefeated in 2011 in the Solheim Cup matches, and all she has to do, I believe, is just continue to play well a little bit through the summer here. And I would think she has an excellent chance to be on the team, whether she has to be a captain's pick or not.
7-2-2, Jerry, throughout her career, and 4-0 last time around.
Yeah, and undefeated in singles play. Be a hard one for Captain Mallon to pass up as a captain's pick if she didn't qualify. But you know, like every player, she wants to do it on her own merit. Pretty slippery here. Just not quite that much.
Yeah, she really wanted to make that one, especially with Inbee Park being so close for her birdie attempt. Just don't forget, Morgan is already 1 shot behind Inbee. That would have been a great putt to make. Just has to stay positive. She's got to start thinking about probably being a little more aggressive, because certainly if Inbee does make her birdie attempt. Now this is Chella Choi, who, don't forget, only 3 shots off the lead right now, as this one for a birdie.
And probably needs to make it to keep pace with Inbee Park, and they're very close. This one looks like it actually might fall a little left to me. Again, very quick.
She really disappointed herself just a few weeks ago in Mobile. She played so well, opened with 67 and then back-to-back 66s. I really think she thought her first win was going to happen that Sunday. The scores were low. She shot 70, which wasn't good enough. She tied for 4th, but she had that taste of being right there trying to win.
Wow. That was breaking right to left. I'm not sure how it finished there without dropping in.
All right, here's the final hole. We'll see it later today with so much on the line. The tee at 18 with Pedersen on it, looking right back up the hill at the clubhouse. Quite a round she's put together this afternoon.
She sets it up just a little bit left. Hits a lot of tee shots that aren't actually cuts, but just little kind of sliders to the right.
That's a confident player right now.
Very much so, and she's got a lot of golf shots in her arsenal.
I mean, she picked up the tee almost before she was done with the swing.
Now back to 11, Inbee Park for birdie. Yeah, she's relentless, isn't she? Now has that 2-shot lead over Morgan Pressel. Don't forget, only 2 holes ago, Morgan Pressel had a putt on the 9th for the outright lead. She missed that little putt on 10, didn't birdie 11. All of a sudden, from out of nowhere, Inbee Park, the #1 player in the world, who won the first major of the year, has a 2-shot lead.
2-shot lead for Inbee Park. Morgan Pressel on the tee at 12. Made bogey here earlier today. This a moment ago. Does not find the fairway, so he'll have to play from the rough once again. Look at Inbee's tee shot.
With a 3-wood, there was just a low bullet. Can't see the fairway where it lands from the tee, but she was happy with that, it appeared.
Yeah, it's perfect, Jerry.
Not a long hole, 361 yards on the card, up to 15.
And Michelle Wee has this for a birdie. Great putt on the previous hole. She do 2 in a row, has to come up a little ridge. Yeah, nice putt. And now she just hits that one nice and firm and straight on the way back. Won't be any problems. This is a lovely hole, isn't it? This 13th. Demanding tee shot. Fairly easy hole position today. Second shot here for Jie Shin. Is tied for 7th, even though she's 4 over par in the final round. She's going to change that. That was rather good, I'd say. Nice shot.
Phil, got a moment to check out our Kia Most Compelling Performance Award. Jennifer Johnson's effort on the weekend at the Mobile Bay LPGA Classic, leading to her first tour victory. And the award for the month of May, the 21-year-old American at 65-65 Saturday, Sunday to become a Rolex first-time winner, holding off players like Jessica Korda, Nordquist, and Hall of Famer Kari Webb. The winner of the Most Compelling Performance for 2013 will be awarded an all-new 2014 Kia Cadenza Premium Sedan. It'll take place at the title holders event at the end of the year. Jennifer Johnson, 76-75 this week, so not playing here on Sunday, but good effort a couple weeks ago. Park 8 under over Pressel. Katrina Matthews made a move today, 14, her second.
And boy, she drove it beautifully, 168 yards, and that is just a little 6-iron.
And a great opportunity.
3 under and around this afternoon. That was a moment ago, and all she could do is just chop out Nyan Choi.
Yeah, she really got a bad break there on the line.
We got a flag, Judy. I don't think it's moved since early this morning.
This has been a pretty wind-free week. We had a little bit of time yesterday when the flags did move, but it was still not a very big factor. Golf course would probably be a little drier if it did blow a touch.
You know, the other thing about this old golf course in 1927, all things are relative, but there aren't homes around every hole and whatnot. There are homes around the outside of the golf course, but it's its own entity, its own property. Chella Choi, second at 12.
128 to the hole. A little bit of an uphill lie. What slight breeze there is. Judy out of the left. This looks like 8-iron. You can get it close. You got the backstop, but you don't want to go long. And well, the bunker short isn't all that bad, really. But from 128, you want to get it very close.
Hole only 5 paces on the green.
Terrific. It's overshadowed, but she's got a under par round going to 13.
This is Amy Yang's second shot. Don't forget the first 5 holes of the tournament, Amy Yang played them in 4 under. And here's that slope. Look at this. Come on. Come on. We thought the course was really difficult, and Amy Yang goes out. She's 4 under after 5 holes in this tournament. We're thinking, is it too easy? I thought it was going to be close. How about that? Winning the hole for an eagle for Amy Yang. That took a long time to go in, didn't it, from the time she hit that? Awesome. 3 under par for the first 4 holes. She likes these holes round here.
Interesting how she worked it around the ball just short of the hole, too.
Oh, wow.
You gotta teach me how to do that someday.
Yeah.
And she was probably only a foot from staying on top of that ridge as well at one stage.
I'm sure this will be much less dramatic. Who knows? Shouldn't say that. Second for Inbee.
With a 9-iron. That from 125. Good looking, nice high draw.
Such a unique swing. I mean, I guess you could compare it to a few players, almost Kenny Perry like on the men's side, but it's different.
Yeah, because I think she gets the club to the top, and sort of her last move is the shoulder turn, whereas so many people, part of the swinging the club back is the turn of the shoulder. Suzanne Pedersen now. She can make that for a round of 7 under par, best round of the week for sure.
That is a player on top of her game at the moment. 74 earlier today kind of took her out of contention, but brilliant afternoon. Second for Pressel at 12.
Only 123, but a big clump of grass right behind it. I think front bunker was the goal.
Yeah, didn't get there. So now you have to find it again.
There's Amy Yang. Nice eagle on the 13th. Yeah, I was saying when she had that fast start the first day, she teed off on the 10th, so she birdied 11, 12, 13 and 14, so she really enjoys this stretch of the golf course. I love it. See, if it had only gone probably another foot, it would have stayed up there. Back to 12.
You can see the golf ball here for the third.
Had to pop it up high for it to be soft enough, and just carried the ball too far.
This very much could be a costly hole here. Inbee Park in there. Just gave one back. Pressel did at 11, the par 5.
I'll get it for you, Ron. Don't worry about that.
You know, you do get tired of having to go in and get these golf balls. Look at how hard she has to swing. And the bend of the club.
And we see some really great shots played from deep rough around greens, but the truth is, it's not completely predictable how far you're going to carry the ball. And in this case, it wasn't a bad stroke at all, but she carried the ball, I don't know, 8-10 feet too far.
Did that a couple of holes ago as well. Nyan Choi at 14, this to save par.
And the good news is it's back uphill. She can be somewhat aggressive. It's going to move to her left. Just ever so slightly tweak that tee ball and force the layup. Has not 3-putted yet this week. So the putter has been helping, but just one more bite of Wheaties.
Costly though.
It's going to be disappointing. Knows how to win golf tournaments, that's for sure. And the U.S. Open.
Drops out of a share of third place. Meanwhile, at 12, important putt for Morgan Pressel.
It will move to her right.
Can she make one of these for the third time today? Had the line, Jude. So she will drop to 5 under and 3 shots back
360 yard.
momentarily.
Yeah, 360-yard par 4, and a hole that should be right up her alley, and she drives it in the rough.
Up to 16, Michelle Wee on the tee. Here's the second shot. 356 yards. Boy, she's had some terrific approaches. That's inside of 3 feet, maybe. Chella Choi at 12.
Now I know why this approach shot didn't get much applause from the fairway. It looks stony, but this is a tough putt. Turning right, a little quick. Actually, quite quick. Ball striking wise, Judy, it's been impressive, but she really hasn't made a thing this final round. Or not much.
Yeah, it certainly looks like the putt right there, a little bit tentative, a little bit afraid to leave herself anything.
Yet another birdie try for Katrina Matthew.
Well, she's got it going on, but wow, from above that hole, that putt does not look like it's going to move that much right.
All right, here at 12 for Inbee Park. Hadn't missed many of these throughout either the tournament or the year. This to get it to 9 under.
We're playing a lot of slope.
You don't see her give up on a putt that quickly. Last time she did, actually,
it went in.
It went in.
That's right. So par, she stays where she is, but picks up a shot on Morgan Pressel. Here at 18, good look from the side of the green. Don't usually get that look. And Suzanne Pedersen, 7 under for the day, perhaps with this. That is around the golf.
65, wow.
Close with a 65, which is too far back after the 74 earlier today, but Pedersen moving up to a share of 3rd place.
We're back with our leader Inbee Park, tee shot at the 13th.
Gorgeous driving hole here. Carry the creek, which really isn't in play, and then framed by the trees as it turns left.
It's one of my favorite holes. A little fade on that one.
Yeah, that's headed right.
Whoa, yeah, that only just carried the creek. What's going on with that one? 3-shot lead right now for Inbee. Now Morgan Pressel.
Perhaps an opportunity. 3 back with 6 to play. Yeah, that's going to be very nice.
Yeah, she's driven the ball well today. Just narrowly missed the fairway on that last hole, cost her a shot.
16, Chen Chen Feng. This to get it to 2 under. Along with Michelle Wee, who hit that terrific approach.
Hasn't managed to win again since winning here last year, but has played some very good golf. Finished 2nd earlier this year in China to Suzanne Pedersen.
Mission Hills, not the one in Rancho Mirage. So this for birdie for Wee. Listen to Phil. Take the breakout.
Well, don't look for something that isn't there, basically. Just hit it nice and firm.
There you go. Was that up to your expectations, Mr. Parker?
Yeah, I'm happy now.
Okay, I'm sure she's happy she met your expectations. Park with a 3-shot lead. Bit of trouble off the tee at 13, but Morgan Pressel's got a pressure right now. Those are the top 2, and they have been much of the day. Great views from up above Rochester, provided by Transamerica. Transform tomorrow. Locust Hill Country Club. And for the 4th time, hosting this event as a major. It's held an LPGA event since the 70s, out to 13.
The lie doesn't look too bad.
It wasn't too good. That was a lofted fairway wood from 164 and a risky shot. Not good shape.
So the cameras are lying then, eh? It is thick stuff out there. Now young Choi for a birdie over at 15. hasn't really made many. Val says she's not three-putted, but just not making them. Hitting some good putts as well, though. She's 1 over par for the final round, tied for 6th. Morgan Pressel second at 13.
141, little uphill lag. Golden opportunity, 8-iron. Oh, that was a steep one again that goes a little left. Little.
She's just really struggling to hit greens in this final round. She's only hit 4 greens this afternoon. It's a battle.
Holiday coming up, Father's Day just around the corner, and Golf Now and Deal Caddy are offering great gifts for Dad every week. This week, they're offering Dad brand name drivers starting at an incredible $149. Go to golfchannel.com/Father's Day. The deal ends June 16th.
This is back to the 13th hole, and you know, Chilla Choi has many options with this shot, doesn't she, Jerry?
Say again, Phil. I'm sorry.
She has many options with this because she's got that slope behind the hole. If she wants to throw it all the way back there and roll it back, she can, but she doesn't have to.
No, I think she tries to hit the high shot that lands on the front. If she catches a flyer, she knows that's back there, but I don't think that'll bring it all the way back to the hole. And it's not a good lie at all.
(49야드) 쳐도 내려와.
그냥 거리 가요?
그렇지. 49야드 쳐도 빼고 내려나니까. 그러니까 짧게 치면 말이지. 45야드는 소리죠.
Only 3 players haven't made a bogey, didn't make a bogey in the final round. One was Suzanne Pedersen, the other Katrina Matthews, and Chella. She's at risk here.
45야드.
That was her first fairway miss in the final round, too. Hopefully for her, it doesn't lead to bogey, but it's going to take a fantastic shot from here to lead off a short putt.
Wow.
That was some thick stuff.
Yeah. That is amazing. Well, while we've got a moment, let's go down to Val Skinner, and she's with Suzanne Petterson.
Yes, thank you, Phil and Suzanne. That was a remarkable round of golf. Bogey-free, 7 birdies, hit 16 of 18 greens. There's a 9-shot difference between this morning and this afternoon. You had a 10-minute session on the putting green with yourself. What was it?
No, I've just been... My tee balls and ball strike hasn't been that off. It's just when you don't make a putt, you ain't going to win major championships. And after the 3rd round, I was just so furious. Felt like I was hitting the putter sideways. The ball came off with a different speed, and it's just really hard to read the putts. And just walked up on the putting green, had a 10-minute session, dropped a few balls to see where my eye line was, and just figured out it was way too far inside, and adjusted that, and that was it. Just a little too late.
It's hard, yeah. It's hard to be disappointed with a 65, but certainly overall, I know your goal is always to win. You said at the beginning of the week that it was patience and aggressiveness and knowing when to use each one. What do you think about what's coming up here between Morgan and Inbee coming into the house?
I don't know. I haven't even looked at what they are. I mean, I feel like I'm in a complete different spot on the golf course. But right now I'm just very disappointed in myself that I didn't pick up that adjustment a little bit earlier, because it really, that was the adjustment that was needed to be able to compete for this title. And but it's going to be tight. I mean, they're both great putters. Morgan ain't going to hit any putts short. So, but it's, I don't know. I mean, it's some tough finishing holes.
Well, you're tied for 3rd. That 65 is worth it. Back out to 13.
This is an interesting shot here. Oh, she didn't go far enough. Looked like she was going to try and use the slope behind, and didn't get far enough to manage to get some momentum coming back down.
This 13th hole was a big part of the 68 that she shot this morning. She birdied 13, 14, and 15, the 3 in a row, for back-to-back 68s in the 2nd and 3rd round.
Yeah, Suzanne Pedersen, I bet she wished she found out what she was doing differently this morning instead of in between the 2 rounds. Might have been a different story then. Now back to Morgan Pressel on the 13th.
Uphill lie, green sloping away. The uphill lie is a bonus.
Oh, wow, that was close. Nice shot. She could do with something going her way right now.
Watch that club just hit behind the ball and slide under the sand, and it keeps looking up at the sky. That's what gives the ball some spin and throws it up in the air.
But every one of these players are struggling on this 13th hole. This for a par for Chala Choi.
It's a pretty good hole, no question about it, but you're right. You miss the fairway here, and you're going to pay the price. Chala Choi has to make this from off the green, going with putter to keep that bogey-free streak alive in the final round, turning right and a little downhill.
Well, was that the first fairway she's missed all day, and paid the consequences. Just couldn't get it out of there. So she was left in the rough off the tee, couldn't get it out of there with the next two shots. Had to lift the putter up just a little bit so she didn't catch it on the backstroke. Now Inbee Park to try and save par. Oh wow! Well, what can you say?
She's not only a great putter, but I'm going to tell you she has proven to be a great putter under pressure. She's proven to make the putts that you have to make.
That one was huge, Judy.
It certainly was. It keeps her at 8 under par. Of course, now Morgan Pressler, who's the closest 2 or 3 shots back, has to hold this putt to stay 3 back.
And a big mistake with an 8-iron in her hand that she didn't have a birdie putt here at 13.
She didn't come through in those last 5 holes, or 5 1/4 holes as she makes this. There's a couple shots today that she's really going to think about, I'm sure, as she prepares to play in Val's event tomorrow. But all in all, she's acquitted herself quite nicely, making a number of putts that count.
That was a good up and down for Morgan Pressler. Well, we all thought they might have a glimmer of hope with Inbee Park, but then nice par putt.
Still a 3-shot lead for Inbee Park. Final group on the tee at 14.
Not the easiest driving hole, not that there are any out here. Fairway cambers right to left. You want to land it right center, but this one didn't turn over.
She's had to recover a number of times today.
Yeah, this has not been her best hour off the tee.
Up at 18, Lexi Thompson at 4 over, but trying to finish with a birdie. Talking about Morgan Pressler making the U.S. Women's Open at the age of 13, and when she was 12 when she qualified, and eventually then played at 13. Here's Pressler now on the tee at 14.
Little breeze in at the moment from the left. Another beauty.
And 13 tried to press the issue a little bit and paid the price, but you have to right now. Jessica Korda, a little too firm with that birdie putt. You're playing well early in the championship, Jude. Followed her on day 1, well, day 2, first round.
Yeah, 20 years old, and she's become part of the conversation so many weeks of the year. I think it is an enormously bright future.
And her younger sister, what is she, 14, qualified?
Nellie Korda will also be in the Women's U.S. Open at Sabonic. Jessica and Nellie, they're together, and I don't know how many sister combos we've had. I can think of one for sure, but it will be a lot of fun, and I don't know, in fact, if they're in the field, but we have that sister combo of Moria and Area, and I believe they are both in that field. And if you want to go way, way back in history, you had the Bauer sisters. You had Marlene and Alice Bauer.
Jutanagarns now. Area injured early in the week during a practice round. Took a tumble off the 12th tee, injured her shoulder. So Korda with a 70 in the opening round, but 74-76. And this finishing up at +8. Another one of the young up-and-comers. Laura Davies.
I don't think the 36-hole final was beneficial for Laura Davies. She's still got some good golf in her, but 36 holes on the wet kind of hard walk, tough.
You know what, though? She's a competitor, and she's not happy right now at all about the way things went today. And was playing good golf early. I'd like to see Thompson finish up. Pretty cool experience for these two to play with Laura Davies, I would think.
Oh, for sure. Pretty cool experience for anyone to play with Laura Davies. She still strikes the ball well as ever. Still has that gambler soul in her when it comes to how you play the game. And I don't think anybody talks to her about the pre-shot routine.
Has her own, and it changes every hole and every shot. Back at 16, Katrina Matthew, this her third. You got to turn a little bit.
Good play. Katrina and her husband Graham and their two daughters make their home in North Berwick, Scotland, and that is where the British Open will be this summer, the Open Championship at Muirfield.
Just down the road from Muirfield, North Berwick is. Choi in the fairway.
Hybrid from 173, drawing in nicely. Still a little right of the hole.
North Berwick, the town, is one thing. North Berwick, the golf course, may be my favorite golf course in the world. Playing that at sunset, oh my gosh. Inbee from the deep rough, second shot.
She had the lofted wood out. Thought about trying to get it over the creek, but that would have been just nuts. So decided to chip out. Caught a leaf there, but we'll be fine.
Yeah, creek ravine that crosses this fairway a little ways short of the green. There's a little bit of land on the other side of the creek. But driving in the rough at 14 is just can make your second shot impossible, and it did there for Inbee.
Fulty, what about Morgan now?
Another golden opportunity. 168 yards, a 6-iron. She's been presented a few of them today. 3 shots back. Needs to capitalize now.
No, I don't think. No.
Little side hill lie. You want to put a draw on it anyway, but she does. Just to take that tree up 3/4 of the way to the green, completely out of play. Starts at the right center and doesn't turn.
Where is that natural draw?
I don't know, the natural draw and the side hill lie.
Jie Shin, meanwhile, over on the 15th. There's this one for a birdie. No, she's not giving up, is she? That's very nice. So she just gets back to 3 under par, tied for 5th place. Well done.
Some scorecard,
Yeah.
Phil.
Awful front 9, wasn't it?
Here at 16, Na-Yeon Choi to save par. Oh, good putt. It's been the look today for her. Hadn't been able to get any momentum going, but has made some putts, good shots. All right, Inbee Park's third at 14.
Smooth wedge from 125, just left of the hole.
And a chance. While she's up by 3. Been able to get away with things time and again today because of the putter, because of good shots around the green. We'll see if she can do it again. Back at 14, Morgan Pressel, long birdie putt.
Long and kind of slow. Just working left the whole way.
What's Inbee got? About 12 12 feet or so inside of that, Jerry?
Yeah, a little more than that,
Okay.
it looks like, maybe 15. For her, it's like a 3-footer for us.
And that would be for par. This one for birdie for Brussels. So an opportunity.
She's made a few. This one would be very large.
Let's go! Gravity, where are you when she needed you? Made 2 of that length earlier today for par. This one for birdie, and just had a little too much pace, Judy.
It could have gone. I mean, sometimes you don't know why one goes and one doesn't, but it would have been big.
That was a great effort, though.
The par may still really matter. We'll see.
Yep. How close did it come? Looked like it was halfway down. It certainly went all the way. There you go. It was traveling. Not
You were
quite.
right. Halfway down, though.
Not quite 360. It's one that'll make you lose your glasses. At this moment, it's in. It's in it. What? What? Unbelievable. I would have gotten her to 6 under, and if Inbee were to miss, it'd be a 1-shot lead. But as it is, she's 5 under, still 3 back, and Park with a par putt. Now Choi getting set. It's a birdie try.
Yeah, similar putt to Morgan's. This one a little less break.
She deserves to make one of those too.
Yeah.
Another foot on any of them, and she would have made a bunch today.
Yeah, not much luck with the putter.
Be a contortionist here and try to stay out of the line of Inbee Park. 2 pars. 1 more to go there to 17.
Michelle Wee for a birdie. Well done, Michelle Wee. So that gets Michelle tied for 8th place. And just think of all those short putts we've seen her miss this week. She is actually playing very nicely tee to green. Hitting a lot of good shots. Swing, it hasn't looked this good for a long time. Back to 14.
Oh, this is well outside of 12 feet. 15, you're probably right, Jared. This for par from Park.
Turning right. Did she go to that well one more time?
Hello. No tap in yet.
Well, I think one thing, Judy, we've learned about her since she became a premier player out here, for lack of a better way to put it, is she doesn't play for second.
No, she has a tremendous demeanor about her. You never know really if she made the putt or if she didn't. But she is always trying to win. She never gives up on anything. She really, I think she's hit more poor shots today, Jerry, than I've seen her hit in a long time when she's in contention.
But she has fought and fought and fought, and I've seen a different intensity in her eyes. And granted, it's tough to tell what she's thinking or what she's feeling. But I've seen a different intensity in her eyes today than I've seen before, and we have been following her a lot the last year and a half.
Gives one back, but she hasn't 3-putted all week. She avoided it there. So it's a 2-shot lead for Inbee Park, trying to win for the 4th time in 2013. However, if you're Morgan Pressel, you're thinking, okay, I love this part of the golf course. 15, 16, 17, 18. Remember the opening round? What she got going here, Judy?
Yes, I do. Birdie
Much
at the par 3.
much different conditions, obviously. It was just nasty earlier in the week. 2 in a row. Early walk. Could it? Would it?
Yes.
We wouldn't show it to you otherwise. Nah, not 18. Seriously? Pretty good finish right there of this 9.
Hope she can remember it.
She could use this this afternoon. So they head to 15, the par 3, and it's now a 2-shot lead for Inbee Park, Phil.
Yeah, you know, you say that Inbee Park never gives up, but there's some competitors in different sports. They're just born competitors, and Morgan Pressel is one of those.
And this is an 8-iron. That top shelf where today's hole is located is only 8 steps deep. 149 hole, 145 to get up top.
That was all over the flag, wasn't it?
Right over it.
She's got that intensity in her eyes, hasn't she? Like Raymond Floyd used to have Jack Nicklaus. It's almost like she comes alive in situations like this.
You know, Inbee says when you talk to her, she says, I get nervous like everyone else. I just don't show it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, if I was her, I wouldn't have said that to anyone. You know, let people think I'm a nice lady. I don't get uptight or anything.
You are devious in that way.
Our sports psychologist right here in our booth.
There you go. Now Chella Choi.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah, I don't even know what I think myself, so...
Chella going with one more club, as has been the case on most similar yardage shots. This is 7-iron. That's right, maybe short a little. Wow, gets up top, not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not a difficult putt from there. So we thought that Inbee Park may be given a glimmer of hope on 13. Well, she certainly gave a glimmer of hope on that last hole. Here she is, 15th tee.
Inbee going with 9-iron, I believe, taking the back of the green, over the green, completely out of play.
Does have a good movement into the ball. Yeah, she wasn't going to go over the back of that green. I'm just wondering now if there's don't make any more mistakes. That was a safe tee shot. It was all over the flag. Not too difficult to two-putt from there, but Morgan Pressel, she's got a chance for birdie.
Coming down the stretch here on Golf Channel at the season's second major, the Wegmans LPGA Championship, on a beautiful Sunday in Rochester, New York. Locust Hill Country Club, Terry Gannon, Judy Rankin, and the rest of the crew here watching Inbee Park lead by 2. Morgan Pressel just gaining on her in the last hole, though. So coming down the stretch, 15, 16, 17, 18, which Pressel has played very well. It is still a race. Inbee Park.
This for a birdie.
Up that tier, I don't see it turning hardly at all either way.
It's a little more aggressive than I thought, because it's not all that fast. She would have had to hit that one fairly firm.
Dana Bordner from this very area. Her husband, the director of golf at Irondequoit, right next door to Oak Hill Country Club, a few miles from here. A lot of people out here. Local stories this week in the newspaper about her. It's been nice to watch. Back at 15.
Yeah, so Chella Choi has this for a birdie.
Another makeable one here. Ever so slightly uphill and ever so slightly breaking left.
Just not dropping, are they? She's even par for the final round. Tied for 5th right now.
Some days, as they say, Phil, you just can't buy one.
If that had dropped, she would have been tied for 3rd. Hit the ball incredibly well. So Morgan's ball doesn't look too bad there, Jerry.
No, and this is just personal preference. A lot of players, because it's in the second cut of fringe, would pitch this. It's a little downhill. If you can't make clean contact with the pitch shot, then you got a few doubts in your mind here with the putter. I think Just try and catch about the equator with the blade of the putter and scoot it through there. It is makeable if it comes through there cleanly. Doesn't turn much. It's just gently downhill.
This to close within one shot of Inbee Park. It just seemed to bobble, didn't it? Just seemed to bobble.
It was bound to bobble a little bit. You just wanted it. You hope, cross your fingers that as a player that it stays on line. It didn't appear like it did.
That was actually a fairly good opportunity for Morgan Pressel there. Running out of holes, just 3 holes remaining, 2 shots back. We'll have another look at this. Yeah, wow. Yeah, it really did. Tough to expect that to keep its line when that happens. Let's go over to the 18th hole.
Chen Feng in the fairway for her second. Avoided the water bottle.
Right.
No, not the 18th hole play that she enjoyed last year, Judy. It was some kind of day for her, but this is a great way to finish in style.
I think we went up and came back.
Historic win last year. First player from mainland China to win on the LPGA Tour. 17.
Yeah, Katrina Matthew can hit the ball a long way, going for the green in 2.
226. That's a 3 rescue. She hits a natural hook. That ball was a little bit below her feet, or natural draw, I should say.
Yeah, nice shot. Got herself an eagle opportunity there.
That was a good little ground fade.
She's only 3 off the lead, and the last 7 holes in the 3rd round this morning, she dropped 3 shots in the last 7 holes. Now back to 15, Inbee Park for a par. Just 3 holes remaining for the world #1, Inbee Park. Won the first major of the year, the Kraft Nabisco. 2-shot lead, 3 to go in the second.
Three holes to play for the final group. Morgan Pressel on the tee at 16.
Well, maybe not the toughest driving hole, but awfully close to it. Starts off at the right edge and staying there. Might need a bounce.
See it bounce.
Didn't get it.
The wrong direction, Jerry.
So that was a moment ago. And Inbee Park Ready's only hit 5 fairways today in this final round.
5 of 11, but still magically getting it done, just scrambling like crazy. That is low and left, and that is absolutely stymied.
And did not go with the driver, was trying to play it safe with the lofted fairway metal.
Judy, she has had to recover time and again today. She has, so give her credit, but making herself do a lot of work. Up on the green, Jie Shin, this to get it to 4 under. And does. You never count her out either.
4 under at the moment is a tie for 3rd. Suzanne Pedersen, of course, is finished.
3rd place, 152,000 here, almost 340,000 for 1st place. 18, and Wee trying to finish up with a birdie.
And she might.
This be a fitting way to end, right?
Yeah, you got to give her some credit for perseverance. She has really hung in there today. Very early in the championship, she blasted a ball out of bounds off the 11th tee, which was her 2nd hole of the day, and really surprising at the time. But she was not deterred, and she has had back-to-back top 10 finishes. This is a turn of events in a really good way for Michelle Wie.
Katrina Matthew is currently 3 shots off the lead, has this for an eagle to get within 1.
And this is going to move just ever so slightly to her left, and Phil, she just gave it a little too wide on the right.
Yeah, I think she expected to break a little bit more early on. And
nice cozy, though. Not a hard birdie putt.
18, Chen Feng for birdie. So Jenny finishes up with a good putt. Good effort to under 70. Par is 72 here, so very nice way to come back and defend. Didn't win it again, but certainly played well all week. You got to watch out for Katrina Matthew, Abe.
Yeah, she swings it very well and hits the ball a long way.
Well, she's just got a lot of fortitude, too. I mean, she's been around a while. Won a British Open. 4 other victories, 5 on the LET, so she's got enough guts to get it to the clubhouse, I think.
Well, now she's tied with Morgan Pressel for that second position.
I mean, with Park in trouble, if she can get to the clubhouse and post that, who knows what's going to happen. Here is Inbee second.
That's a lot more than I would have thought she could get out of it. I'm not sure that's
Not the play she's looking for, Jerry.
No, that was more than she wanted, I believe.
Rough to rough. Bad deal here.
So, major championship here and elsewhere. Champions Tour, Shoal Creek. Fred Couples entering the final round, just a shot behind David Frost. Final run comes your way tonight, 7:30 Eastern Time, right here on Golf Channel. It is major championship season, is it not, Ms. Rankin?
It certainly is, and it will go on through August. In fact, this year for the LPGA, it'll go on into September.
5 majors now.
With the Evian.
All right, second. I'd say at least.
그 같으면 3, 40 많잖아 여기.
We'll listen in. Judy will translate.
자신 없으면.
Well, she was looking at being hugely creative.
50야드만 치면 되지.
잠깐. 민정아, 80까지 쳐도 돼. 80까지. 80미만만 치면 돼.
좀 바로 볼게.
Just 115 yards.
셋.
Not what I expected.
The plan, or?
I think that was the plan, but let's see if it'll pay off with a par. Jerry Morgan said she didn't really practice out of this rough because she figured almost every time it was a pitch out, and yet we've seen her hit some pretty good shots today.
Yeah, but that's a big ask right here to get this anywhere on or near the green. This is the worst lie she's had all day.
And as expected, she had to try. So in between there, another one coming up for Pressel, down by 2. 2-shot lead. Inbee Park. Work to do, though, here at 16.
Deep rough, going to play a really high, like bunker-style shot.
Oh, this is pretty. That's a beautiful shot.
It's an amazing touch from the deep grass. There's all kinds of things that can happen. You can think there's so much grass that you hit it way too far. You can miss hit by just a smidge and you put it in the bunker. Really good shot.
Right?
Really good shot.
Pressel much closer, but also has to play it from the rough.
And the rough is rough. I mean, really rough. She actually made a club change here, Judy. I find that a little peculiar because most players on a shot like this out of the deep rough, you're playing it with your most lofted club, and really the only one you would practice with out of this in the practice round. So I think she took a little less loft trying to get this to release because it is uphill. If it does get rolling, it'll go a little right, but you just got to do your best to guess at the quality of contact here.
Yeah, but still one of her wedges, and if you're trying to do this at home, you do have to use one of the very heaviest clubs in your bag.
Okay.
It's under the hole. That's the good side of it.
Pressel, who not only hasn't won since 2008, but all those feelings have to be coming back because he's finally in contention at a big tournament. On the tee at 18, Katrina Matthew.
Boy, and she has taken this right down the center cut.
Be pretty impressive if she could make 3 here, Val.
Yeah, and she's a tough competitor. Seen a lot of good things over the years from her.
Caroline Masson for Germany up on the green. This for birdie. Not the usual hole location that we see Sunday.
Most often it is on that left side and real often the back left corner.
And I had to do things in a hurry, certainly between the 2 rounds today. Can you guess what? Well, we showed you with the graphic. I thought we were going to break the glass. Big break, Mexico. All new. One team feeling the pressure and facing it. Biggest challenge yet for them. Comes your way 9 o'clock Eastern on Golf Channel. Thought we'd go with a hint first and then the graphic. I guess
we like the graphic first and then you gave the hint.
Your man Abbott's in Mexico doing that?
Well, that's what I heard.
Okay, check it out. Morgan taking a long look at obviously what is a big putt for par.
It is. It's probably left edge, a little outside depending on speed, but slow, very slow from this distance.
I think that's the exact read, Jerry, and a must make.
Please.
'16 is the 34th hole of the day.
So Jellicoe now this for par. And any major mistakes this afternoon? Till that bogey, I guess, if you call a bogey a major mistake, but just hadn't been able to get anything going, put anything back to back, make a big putt, get some momentum.
And this is what's been happening to her on Sundays when she's in contention. She got into the playoff last year at Manulife in Canada, not because she had any problems on Sunday, but because she shot 63.
Lost that playoff to Brittany Lang. A couple of top 10 so far this year, but no wins yet.
Similar putt to Morgan's, just outside left. Keep the speed up, though.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is that one makeable, Jerry? Brittany Lincecum here at 18 to save par. She had things going yesterday for a while, and then late missed a short putt, and then compounded that with a mistake at the next hole, and hasn't been close with that 77. Good round this afternoon, though. Inbee. We've seen this movie before.
And she likes to play the starring role. This putt a little quick, slightly downhill, and certainly breaking right. Just a touch putt.
Okay, so here's the deal. Katrina Matthew, she can make birdie at 18, Judy. This one's a long way from being over, and there it is, on the way.
It's a 7-iron, Judy, from 142, a little up here, and looks as though she pulled it.
It is going to be one monumental birdie opportunity.
Inbee Park did tap in a moment ago, but that's the normal hole location on Sunday. There's a muscle memory taking her to
Maybe
that back left shelf. 6 under, just a shot ahead of Katrina Matthew.
This was just a moment ago. You can see Morgan Pressel there is just 2 shots back on the 17th tee.
Playing up the hill, a little bit into the breeze here as well to make a somewhat reachable par 5 a little tougher.
She has driven the ball well. And she'll take that one. And now we're live with Inbee Park.
I find it unusual to say this, but I don't know what to expect out of her off the tee today. 2 pop-ups to the right, a couple of low pull hooks.
Well, how about nailing it down the middle, eh?
Yeah, that's what we're used to seeing.
Yeah, she's 2 over for her last 3 holes. I think she surprises with some of the golf she has been playing over the last 3 holes. Because the way she's played this last 10 months has just been phenomenal. I think it's worth having a look again. And how about this swing, Judy?
Well, I mean, you can see how she lifts the clubs. She does not turn the club back. She really lifts the club straight up. And I think when she makes a pretty full shoulder turn, she gets away with it. But there is the club at the top. It is so far away from parallel, I don't even know what you call it. But she drops the club in just a little. She swings beautifully through the ball. And she makes it work, and she repeats it time after time after time.
It's perpendicular.
It's amazing how the head moves. As soon as she brings the club down, the head moves forward, and if she doesn't get that little extra shoulder turn right at the top,
yes,
she struggles.
Yes, that's what I see.
Guys, didn't think I'd be saying this today, but Katrina Matthew with a putt to share the lead, and at least a 2-putt to apply pressure on Inbee Park.
Judy, it seems like ever since 13 when she knocked the 3rd in from the fairway, it's turned her around and gotten her more focused. This is going to swing a lot to the left, and it is very, very fast. She checked her yardage book about 6 times where she had charted the greens.
That's a good putt.
Pretty fine putt. Didn't really flirt with going in, but that's your first mission from that distance, is to get it in that range where it's a simple make.
If she makes that, gets in the clubhouse at 5 under, then Inbee Park knows that she doesn't have a shot to play with. She's just up by 1 and looking at a playoff. So some pretty good numbers this afternoon, although 6 under was Nayeon Choi hoping to finish up with this par putt. Now, that was a moment ago. We'll see her defend at the U.S. Women's Open, Sabonic Golf Club in Long Island. Now, big putt for Katrina Matthew to get in the clubhouse at 5 under. And she has a chance. Still alive. 68 for Matthew.
Yeah, she travels by herself a little bit now as Graham stays home with their 2 daughters. So she really likes it when she can make that payoff, when it's worth it, because they're a really close foursome.
4 wins on the LPGA Tour, including a major, that 2009 Rico Women's British Open at Lytham.
So second shot on the par 5 17th for Morgan Pressel.
224 front, 243 hole. I'm not sure of the club. It appears as though she's trying to get it to the front edge. Oh, and she was.
Go hard!
She gave it everything she's got. And it's a fine shot as well. Look how narrow that gap is, and she knew she had to hit it right in there. That is awesome. Well, outside chance for an eagle, I suppose you could say. 2 shots back right now. Second shot for Inbee Park.
Inbee 219 front, 238 hole. That also very solid.
Yeah, it did sound solid.
On a great line as well.
Oh, well. Depends what kind of a lie. Of course, she would love to make a birdie here. It's the easiest hole on the golf course. And she would love to do that, so she'd have a 2-shot lead going up the last. But right now, leading by 1. Inbee Park leading by 1 over Katrina Matthew, who's finished that great round of 67. Morgan Pressel just 2 shots back. Both players on this par 5 17th have played 2 shots. But first to play is Chella Choi. She's currently tied for 8th.
그냥 45에 띄우고 5야드 굴러가는 그런
거의 맞으면 오바돼요?
그렇지.
Chella Choi currently 1 over par for the day. If she makes a birdie here, she will then tie for 5th place.
And an absolute extensive amount of planning, discussion, what have you, for a 40-yard pitch shot with the green sloping toward you.
Yeah, what were they saying, Jerry?
No clue, but this is just a field shot, one you've practiced, you know the yardage.
I think they're reading all the breaks around the hole.
It's worked out okay. She really leaned back as though she was throwing it way up in the air. That was a nice shot. Now, I suppose a lot depends on what kind of lie Inbee Park has. Jerry, did you have a chance to go and have a look?
Well, I tried, but I couldn't see it, so that's pretty much a standard operating procedure in the rough around the greens here or anywhere on the course. But she'll play the same shot. She'll play a lofted one with her lob wedge. Try and land it about in maybe the shadow or just short of it. It's 10 feet short of the hole. Doesn't want to get it by the hole.
This is an amazing, amazing graphic. 5 wins in her last 21 starts, 5 other runner-up finishes.
Well, played that completely different than she's played all the rest, but equally as nice.
Yeah, she was definitely wanting to make a birdie here on the easiest hole, because that tee shot on 18, if you miss the fairway, it's difficult to make a par. And with that 1-shot lead right now, she doesn't want to go to 18 just with a 1-shot lead. She'd love to make that putt, but Morgan Pressel, meanwhile, right now is just 2 shots back, and this is an eagle opportunity. We've only had 1 eagle on the 17th hole today. Morgan would love to make it 2. I should say in the final round. Obviously we had the 3rd round and the final round today.
Live clean in place. You can take the best of the situation as long as you are no nearer to the hole, because everything that is not a hazard is considered through the green.
And she didn't actually take her 1 club length live clean in place relief, if you will, until she studied the line. She liked it from this angle a little better. Goes right early, but it has so much speed, shouldn't do much. And there's a little hill about 2/3 of the way there that kicks it left, but overall a pretty straight putt.
I think she had a really good line. It was just the pace that stopped it breaking. But I suppose she felt as though she had to make it. That was to tie for the lead.
Just so I don't confuse people at home, you could not lift clean and place the ball in the rough. We're only talking in the closely mown areas with this local rule.
Back in the day, though, Judy, they used to play through the green, and then when they just started playing fairway only, it ended my career.
The start of a new one, though, Fultzy.
And the worst part is it's the fairway you're aiming at. You can't get relief from a neighboring one.
But in fact, as far as the rule book goes and everything is considered through the green. The rough is designated, for instance, in this local rule. Jerry, you're the rules guy. Am I not correct?
Essentially, yeah. They distinguish it in the local rule, fairway height cut of grass, which includes the collars around the greens, but nonetheless, it's kind of been the standard for about 15 years in all of professional golf.
This is still a very big putt for Morgan Pressel. She's 2 back. If she rolls this one in for a birdie, she gets within 1.
You watched it roll by. It really didn't do much. It's a little downhill. Not much of that either, though.
A slight misread and then didn't even hit it either. So it's coming from the other side. It was a little right to left, so I think she wouldn't have seen it going right to left coming back on the other direction.
Well, that was the first reaction out of her that indicated that might have taken a little wind out of the sails. Understandably so. She's been fighting the entire way.
And she is a fighter. Well, Katrina Matthew, just 1 shot behind, waiting to find out whether there will be a playoff. And I think within the next couple of minutes she'll have a really good idea whether there'll be a playoff or not, because if Inbee Park rolls this one in for a birdie, she will have a 2-shot lead going to the 18th tee.
Oh, goodness.
She is making it interesting all the way to the end.
She did stand over that one a little longer once she got set, so you know that she might be correct when she says she's a little more nervous inside than she appears.
Yeah, well, she bogeyed the 14th, bogeyed the 16th, a huge tee shot coming up for her on the 18th, just that 1-shot lead.
So it comes down to one final hole that leads up to the clubhouse here at Locust Hill Country Club, the 2013 version of the Wegmans LPGA Championship. Inbee Park unable to birdie the 17th, so the lead is won over Katrina Matthew, who is already done for the day. 4 under 68 for her, so she waits to see if there's a playoff. Meanwhile, Jie Shin putting for birdie at 18. Yep. Shin, who got herself into contention with a 69 earlier today, but over par for the afternoon. In fact, Judy, think about that final group behind them. All 3 players over par in the final group. Chella Choi, Inbee Park, and Morgan Pressel. There's Katrina Matthew waiting to see if she'll be playing some more golf today.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting with the final group, that they have struggled alongside of each other score-wise anyway, even though we've seen, any number of really good things. But we have also seen a lot of golf played in the rough.
Chella Choi just making a putt a moment ago to get it back to even, so she's at 3 under overall, tied for 5th, coming off the par 5. They make their way to the 18th tee, and Inbee Park trying to close out the deal in what's been a remarkable run. First of all, for Asian-born players as of late, 8 straight major championships going to players who were born in Asia. For her, what a year. I mean, she's part of that. She won the Kraft Nabisco Championship, and she's trying to become the 3rd person to start the year winning the Kraft Nabisco Championship and the LPGA Championship.
Yeah, the 3rd after Pat Bradley and Annika Sorenstam. But it has been an amazing run for Asian players, and I give some of the credit to the fact that these players who come from Asia, when they are on, they play the hard golf courses very well, because they really show us what patience is all about on the golf course.
Chella Choi will be first to play on the tee here at 18, 3 under overall.
Couldn't be a more gorgeous setting right now. All the fans around. And Terry, when we left the course Thursday evening, if someone were to tell us we were going to be 72 holes done by 7 o'clock on Sunday, we'd have had to, I don't know, check their pulse.
I'd have wagered against it, Jer.
Lost in the sun, but it started off up the left center.
Good kick.
That's good. Her best finish of the year, tied for 4th. If she could play this 18th hole really well, she might better that.
And Morgan Pressel, who had the lead by 2 after 36 holes, relinquished that earlier today in that opening 18 holes, but still was only 1 behind. Caught Inbee Park, shared the lead at 7 under, but is 3 over for this final round.
And needs a birdie here desperately, and you cannot make birdie from the rough.
A little bit. Come on.
Okay.
It's good.
Not done yet. Think about Inbee Park, though, Jude. What the last 12 months have been like since the 2012 Wegmans LPGA Championship. If she wins today, she will have earned over $3.3 million. That is over half of what her career earnings would be.
It's unbelievable. And if she would win today, she would be 50% in the last 22 starts with first and second place finishes. Amazing in the world of professional golf.
She gets in the fairway. It increases her chances. She's only hit 6 today.
Still has only hit 6. The challenge still there for Inbee Park. Hadn't closed the deal yet. Katrina Matthew still alive. Park with a 1-shot lead, playing 18 as Katrina Matthew waits in the clubhouse with a 68. Morgan Pressel a chance if she can make birdie here to get into perhaps a playoff as well.
Yep. Just go just a little bit right of the flag, mate, all right?
Caddy Brad Beecher, Australian gentleman that has been with Inbee for a very long time.
Jerry, this is no bargain.
Oh, but she's had it many, many times a day, and she's been able to get this, I guess, hybrid utility wood, whatever it is, through here quite nicely. The problem is this isn't going to run much, and if it does run, the fairway slopes left to right. That was from one. Oh, goodness. Well, she's tried getting a lot out of them all day long and has done that a couple times. This one could be the most costly time.
Barely advanced it. So she'll have her third from back there. Morgan Pressel about to play her second. Katrina knows we got the camera on her. And she's not watching it on a monitor, so there are people there telling her what's going on.
She's a very quiet person, a little bit shy, and doesn't seek the limelight.
But I'm also thinking that
The 8-iron on the par 3 went 148 yards.
chipping from just short is also not.
Right. Right. You can make it, right?
I think, I mean,
Everything telling you to hit this club?
I think so.
Okay.
Pressel has not made a birdie since the 8th hole. She needs one now.
150 front, 160 hole. Hardly any breeze. Plays uphill. This is 7-iron. That is way left.
Well, it's puttable, Jerry, but boy, I don't know where that came from.
Chella Choi, you know, if you hold this.
Well, it's not going to go in, but just a little left of the hole. Not bad.
Be a good payday, though. You make that putt. Be a good finish either way. Chella Choi getting in that last group playing like this.
Yep, for sure. She's going to win, and she's going to win pretty soon. She's just played too many good rounds of golf. Inbee Park shot 72 in the first round. She double bogeyed this 18th hole.
That's the... You got to stay away from the big number, obviously.
That's about where we want to land it. So I think closer to 30 made out of that. Yeah, I still think 9 out of that, mate, because it's just been really grabbing it. You like that? I mean, we're trying to land this about 5 short of that front, mate. You're looking at 107.
Jerry, the point being, you're trying to avoid making bogey, but you have to avoid the big number.
Yeah, and you can't be as precise as they would ideally like to be, according to Brad's talk, from this lie. 105 front, 115 hole. Got to get it on. That's surprisingly clean contact.
How about your only friend is loft.
And on and off again. And Katrina Matthews' heart starts racing again. So Inbee Park, who has led for the entire way, shared the lead for some time with Morgan Pressel this afternoon, the second 18 holes of the day. Walking up to the green. Could be back-to-back major championships for her, but work to do is got to chip it in to avoid the playoff. And what do you think Katrina Matthews was thinking when the day began? Not this. I doubt.
No, maybe not this, but with 36 holes left when the day began, and they started playing this morning at 6:30, I think she would have thought she had a chance.
Had a 73 in the third round, which took place earlier today. Tied for ninth. That's where the practice putting green is. Right as you're looking at the green at 18 and behind the clubhouse to the right, and that's where Katrina works right now. The 43-year-old mother of 2, North Berwick, Scotland, 4 wins on the LPGA Tour and 5 on the European Tour. British Open counts for both, obviously, but she did win last year in the Irish Ladies Open. They're playing great golf. Pressel. We'll take a long look. Had some opportunities, Jerry, and has another one here, I guess. But boy, even 17.
Well, I think as much as anything, Judy, she'll walk away from this week knowing that she can believe in herself again, as Ronnie Stockton was trying to get her to do. But I think it's just one of those where you just kind of look in the mirror and say, it wasn't my day. Every time there was a potential swing or a potential break, it didn't ever seem to go in Morgan's way. And for Inbee, for that matter, she had a putt that she missed on 5 that ended up dropping and hit a tree and bounced in the fairway. Little things like that. They get in your head as a player. But right now, she's not thinking of any of that. She's thinking of trying to figure out a way to get this ball just to die on the hole on its last roll. And if you get too greedy here, you could easily putt this off the green.
Well, she can't look back, but we can look back, and it really hurts right now that she couldn't get that ball up and down at 17.
It appears like it's nearly impossible to start too high. There's a slight tear in the green. She's kind of hitting it straight at that. It'll just start motoring to the right. It's awfully, awfully quick.
Circumstance, she'd love it. Like the putt, her bid for victory coming up just short. But you know those feelings, those emotions, it had to feel good to experience them again.
It had to feel very good to experience that again, and it has to be pretty hard right this moment to know you couldn't finish it off in the best way.
This to go back to back in majors.
Ooh, that hobbled big time, almost double hit it.
And she'll have that for bogey to drop a shot, be 5 under, tied with Katrina Matthew. And it's been that kind of day. Nothing has been easy, so fitting that if she's gonna go back to back, she's got to really work for it and work overtime, because she's had to work overtime, it seems, on most holes. Chella Choi for birdie to get it to 4 under and share third place. For a player who seems to have more poise than her age, 22 years old, she seems like she's more of a veteran and has been playing like it. Hadn't broken through, though. A couple of top 10s this year.
She's quite charming, very happy, very hard worker. As I said earlier, I've thought for some time she has an exceptionally good golf swing.
Microcosm of the day. Played well, couldn't hit a big putt today. Just couldn't get anything to go. Huge effort for Chella Choi, though.
Dad will stay on the bag a little bit longer.
So much for retirement this Father's Day. Back to work, Dad. And 2 players with putts left. Pressel without a chance to get it to 5 under and tie Matthew. Good return for Morgan, though. Battled the wrist injury that she suffered here last year. A number of other things, and that's a solid 4 rounds.
Good time in her life. It seems as though her game is back. She's healthy again, and she's a new bride.
How long would you say this is, Jerry?
14, 15 inches.
So don't think of the Kraft Nabisco Championship last year. Inbee for bogey. Okay. Disappointing 18th hole. 75, 5 under. Tied with Katrina Matthew. Last time we had a playoff at the LPGA Championship, 2008, and before it was held right here at Locust Hill. Mike Scanlon of the LPGA telling Katrina Matthew, you've got more golf to play, and it is against the #1 player in the game. So head to 18 and the tee there. Katrina Matthew, the 43-year-old from North Berwick, Scotland, and Inbee Park, the 24-year-old from Seoul, South Korea. For the 8th time in the history of the Wegmans LPGA Championship, there will be a playoff. This time between Inbee Park, the top player in the game, and Katrina Matthew, the 43-year-old from North Berwick, Scotland, who very few were talking about, Judy, at the beginning of the day or even after the 3rd round earlier today. But Matthew going out, getting hot on the back 9 today, and just playing some great golf to get it to 5 under. She was spending time in the practice putting green and waiting just in case, and it was Inbee Park who bogeyed the 18th hole.
Well, I'm I'm going to guess Katrina Matthew didn't expect it, but I have to believe with 36 holes to play on this Sunday that she thought she did. It just might be a possibility she might have a chance. And you also have to think, as she played those last 2 or 3 holes, that she knew she could have a chance.
So emotionally, right now, I know it's the question everybody asks: who's got the advantage, or how you feeling? If you're Matthew, you've been done for a little while. You've been waiting. All of a sudden, your heart does start racing because you realize that Inbee could bogey. She makes bogey. Disappointing finish for Inbee Park.
I would think that Inbee Park has to be concerned about going to the tee at 18 and putting the ball in the fairway, because she has really struggled with the fairway on this back 9 this afternoon. And so I have to think that Matthew has a bit of an advantage because she's had such a very good day. She shot 68. Inbee Park shot 75, and she shot 75 not because her putter wasn't good, but because the ball striking got her in trouble.
Yeah, she played from the rough, and it's deep rough, almost 4 inches of rough all day long. If you're Matthew, though, you haven't been in this glaring arena, I guess, in a while. You have won a major championship. You won at Lytham. You've won in the tough conditions, but it's Inbee Park who's the top player in the world and has to deal with all the questions every week, every time she tees it up, and expectations. Katrina, not so much.
I think in this case, I don't think it matters because Katrina is a very calm person. She probably had a little time here while Inbee played the final hole to gather her thoughts and get herself composed after thinking she just might tie for the championship. I think Katrina is the kind of temperament that who Inbee Park is doesn't matter. So I just think they're going to, it's a playoff. It's not 18 holes. It's not 72 holes. It's a playoff.
And you know what? We're going to know a lot after the opening tee shot, because if you're not in the fairway, it is awfully tough to make a par at any hole out here, but especially at 18, which we saw. Inbee Park was barely able to advance the ball from the left rough on 18 in regulation. Park and Matthew playoff when we come back to Rochester. Inbee Park with 6 wins, Katrina Matthew with 4 wins on the LPGA Tour, but 5 in Europe as well. And Matthew has the honor. Playoff record 1-1. Doesn't begin to tell the story, though, because she has been very good in match play and in the Solheim Cup.
And she really gathered herself, putted around on that putting green, gave it some thought. She said she really didn't know what was going on until she looked back at the board on 18. Surprised and grateful to be here, Judy.
Yeah, good kick.
Yeah, she did exactly what she did in regulation play, right in the fairway.
Inbee Park just played this hole 0-1 in terms of her playoff record, and pulled that tee shot left in the thick rough and could barely play it out of there, Jerry.
Yeah, a lot of low left tee shots today and a couple of the high right ones. She really has to be wondering where this might go. The only really good one coming down the stretch was 17. That's a good time for that one.
Just behind Katrina's golf ball.
Well, they say in match play, if you could play to the green first, you can give yourself the advantage, so we'll see.
Inbee, just behind, will play first. Both in the fairway, good tee shots here, so no one...
Yeah. Katrina Matthew, 19th year on the LPGA Tour.
You know, I mentioned Pat Bradley and Annika Sorenstam, winners of the Kraft Nabisco and the Wegmans LPGA to start the year, but those are the other names who've won the first 2 majors. There were different majors back then.
Yeah, the first 2 in the season were different, but you go all the way back to the great Babe Didrikson and Zaharias, Patty Berg, Mickey Wright, who I guess as good a player as anyone ever saw in their lifetime that saw her play. Sandra Haney was a player I played a lot with.
You said Mickey Wright could have won any era, any time.
Yeah, I believe Mickey Wright would have probably. I mean, I really believe she'd have been the best player, whatever era she played in. No question about it. She was long before it was fashionable. she could hit the ball. She could hit the ball high with a little 2-iron that these players today have never even seen.
Yeah.
The kind that looked like a little knife blade.
Don't exist anymore. Barely, I guess. All right, so figuring out it is Inbee who will hit first. Again, lift clean and place in play.
And it's a good thing because the ball would have picked up a tremendous amount of mud even when it was sitting reasonably well.
Might be okay here, but without it. But there are certain parts of the golf course, even the fairways are just saturated still. So Katrina playing 18, a little bit better than Inbee Park, but both over par.
Inbee started at 8:30 this morning. It's almost 7:30 local time.
It's a marathon that has become a sprint. Their 37th hole of the day, and the only one that matters is this one now.
Yeah, fatigue has to be a factor. Then you get to the intensity of a playoff as your 37th hole. This is 148 yards at the hole and an 8-iron. Very flat lie and very little breeze from the right. That was started left and further left. That's the worst iron shot I've ever seen her hit.
The way it ended up is not all that bad, Jared, but the line wasn't good.
Well, you want to keep it left, as Judy said earlier, but that was, she wasn't aiming there, that's for sure.
Well, we're reminded that Katrina teed off at 8:10, so even a little longer day for Katrina Matthew. About a 20-minute break between rounds today.
Trying to avoid what she did in regulation, which was to hit it up by the normal Sunday hole location, back left.
She had 142 earlier. She has 145 here. This is a 7-iron playing up about 7 yards. This is right at it.
She normally has a very straight ball flight. Not a lot of curving. Doesn't go right, doesn't go left. Wonderful shot.
Keep it simple. Advantage Katrina Matthew. You don't say that very often with Inbee Park and the putter in her hands. And it may not turn out that way, but by the looks of things.
Tess Verons is on Katrina's bag, and it's just in the last few weeks this season that her husband Graham is not on the golf bag.
Qualifying for the CME Group title holders, Katrina 103, Pressel and Amy Yang not yet qualified and going in with their performance here. Looking for a little bit more than that, though.
And the daughters are Katie and Sophie. It was very soon after Katie's birth in 2006 that Katrina Matthew won the Women's British Open.
11 weeks, I think.
Yeah, very soon. I can't remember the exact amount of time, but it was right on 3 months or just less.
Has had a terrific Solheim Cup record, winning 5 straight in terms of the singles last day, and beating Paula Creamer handily a couple of years ago. You can argue this is match play from that standpoint, but a playoff adds even, if not more, different kind of pressure, certainly at a major championship. So Matthew with a putt that you're thinking, okay, I can actually make this. And Inbee, she normally thinks she can make anything on the green, but certainly just trying to 2-putt. No worse than that from where she is.
It's a lag putt, no question about it. This slopes away so quickly past the hole, so it's just going to die there. But get it on the right line, you never know. It's not up near that top tier or the ridge to the top tier that Morgan's was in regulation. So not nearly as much break to the right.
Well, if you watch her a lot, one thing you have to really remember about the way she putts is she has tremendous touch. She doesn't very often leave herself a long, difficult second putt.
Beautiful putt. Oh, what she would give for that in regulation. But she'll take it right now. 2-putt for par. First playoff hole, Inbee Park. And now Katrina Matthew could be on the verge of winning her second major title, first since '09, and it would be much more unlikely. Not that she still is not competitive. She is, by all accounts, but hasn't made a whole lot of noise lately. Not much talk about her winning coming in.
She said she's picking very carefully, Terry, and wants quality to her playing when she's away from her family. She's certainly getting that today. This very, very quick, going to come left off this little ridge.
Never got it up.
Dare hit it.
She won't be too proud of that effort. If she can tap this in, she'll be glad to make the 4 and have her nerves calm down.
Okay. So they'll go to the next playoff hole, to the tee at the 10th. They continue play, Matthew and Inbee Park here at Locust Hill. Second playoff hole at the season's second major, the Wegmans LPGA Championship. Katrina Matthew on the tee at 10.
Wants to just take this down the right-hand side. And that is going too far right. She's going to need a big hop left.
Not the hop she's looking for. Second most difficult hole today, the 10th. Only 5 birdies all day long. Or all afternoon, I guess. The afternoon round. Inbee Park now.
Like Val was stating, just to aim it down the right side with her draw, should work back naturally with a good one. Right where she started it, not drawing, actually a little fade, still good.
Yeah, just along the right side. Well, we looked at Inbee Park's swing earlier today, and now an opportunity, Judy, because par the first 4 rounds, all 4 rounds, I should say, for Inbee Park and Katrina Matthew here at 10. 1 under for the week. And conditions for this, well, not only final round, but really all 36 today barely changed.
Yeah, gorgeous day. Probably a little bit softer in the very early morning than it got to be in the middle of the afternoon. Greens should have picked up a little bit of speed with sunshine finally, but all in all, a great day, and a great day to have to play 36 holes. I guess a lot of people want to play 36 holes,
exactly.
but in the professional game, you have to play 36 holes.
How about 38?
Well, there you go.
We're
That's
going
right.
even beyond. This really would not be a day that you would say, okay, Katrina Matthews going to make a move. Normally, you'd like her under tough conditions. From Scotland, won the Women's British Open. It wasn't easy that year.
Good wind player. All those kinds of things from Katrina Matthew. I think she's trying to figure out how to wind down in her career a little bit with 2 daughters at home and husband Graham, but you know, she's just very successful, and it's hard to wind down.
You can see the lie in that intermediate cut of rough, almost the short grass for Inbee. And about the same length off the tee, aren't they, guys? Jerry, is Inbee going to go first?
I'm not sure. I got 164 for her.
160, should be just back into a little bit of breeze. Just a bit right of it, mate, okay? Take your time.
You know it's been a long day, Judy, when you pull a club and you have to look at the bottom of it while it's in your hand to see if it's the right one.
You don't see that often, do you?
Again, 156 front, 164 hole. Could jump a little bit. It's not sitting up on top of this grass. Oh, if this is the right club, it could catch the slope. No, just lands softly on the front, and that is a tough, tough putt.
Yeah, stays up on top. It is a double level green, but not the kind you usually think of. The left side is high, the right side, I'm saying that the wrong way. The right
You're
side
looking
is
the
high,
opposite
the
way,
left
yes.
side is low.
Regent's Tradition coming your way next. Soon as we are done, the final round. Oh, Val, the lie for Katrina Matthew.
It is a little nasty, but you know, they didn't top the rough outside of the ropes, and she is just outside from 163. Just tried to wedge it out, maybe hit a 9-iron or something and give herself a chance. Inbee does have a difficult putt, so she still has to believe.
Sure. Get it up and down from there, but boy, you missed the fairway. And
You haven't had a chance.
Inbee's coach is her fiance, Giup Nam, and he travels and is on the road with her most of the time. And as I said, Brad Beecher with her for a very long time, and I think he's significant. I think he really helps her to keep a clear head and make decisions. Started to play the game when she was 10 years old, watched Sayri Pak win the U.S. Open, and told her father, I think I could do that. I don't know if she had hit a golf ball before that, but she had not taken it seriously before that. And right on 10 years later, she won the U.S. Open.
And we've talked to a lot of the players from South Korea who shared similar stories and said 1998, Sayri Pak wins, has the great year, the U.S. Women's Open, and fathers took their daughters out and put a golf club in their hands.
And you know, we talk about the Asian players and how good they are. I have to be complimenting someone or some people in Asia because there is someone teaching very young children great mechanics.
How about the third now for Katrina Matthew, Val?
Just 86 yards here. She needs to take dead aim. Anything to the right of this whole location is going to move left a little bit more than she'll want. Just a choke down in a gap wedge.
Not going away easily. In fact, it looks like a stroll through the park for her. Hasn't shown any outward sign of pressure, Judy. A wayward shot off the tee, I guess. The tee shot at 10, but that's... Well, she's been tough down the stretch. So the par putt for Matthew. Birdie putt coming up for Inbee Park.
It would take a tremendous effort from Inbee to not be putting for par first from here, Judy.
Behind me, fellas. You gotta be behind me.
Yeah, this putt goes down that shelf and can't help but pick up speed, can it, Jerry?
Oh, rarely do putts actually pick up speed, but this shelf is severe. We've seen it all day. You guys have seen it all day. I saw it with her group earlier. Turns left a little bit while it does that. You mentioned she has probably the most impeccable speed or touch, if you will, on the LPGA. That's why she is the best putter, partially. But this one, I don't think you can leave short of the hole if you just placed it on that slope.
And this is to win. Think about the afternoon, though. I mean, Inbee Park, this final round in the final group, shot 75, 3 over par. Matthew 4 under 68. She's the one that's been charging this afternoon. But this for birdie to win a major. And it started to.
That's pretty incredible right there.
Very good putt. And I've always thought when the pressure's on and it's the most important, it's easier to hit a driver than to sometimes have your hands feel everything and hit the perfect putt.
And now Matthew with this basically to stay in the game.
I had a lot of appreciation for Inbee's skill there. Gave her a nice nod and a smile. And this is just going to move ever so slightly to the right. And I don't think it's really outside the hole, maybe just on the edge.
Par putt to stay alive with a little more than a tap in for Inbee.
Usually has a very short putting stroke, very quiet hands.
Scrambling for at 10. Second playoff hole. And now Inbee finish up. Okay, Park making her climb. And on we go. Folks, they'll go back to 18 and the tee there and play that once again. So the players match scores the first two extra holes. And we're playing the 39th hole of the day, Jude. That was no gimme.
No, it was not a gimme for sure, and that's really good work to take your medicine, pitch it out, make sure you keep it in the fairway where you can try to have a chance to play a good third and make that 4.
So the players will play this, the 18th, for the 3rd time this afternoon and the 4th time today. Just over and over again. It's okay with us. Matthew with the honor. That's well right. And that's
under
not
that
only,
tree.
Yeah, it's not only rough trouble, tree trouble, Jude.
It's the first fairway she's missed in quite a while.
So Park, the advantage, but she has. It's been no bargain for her hitting fairways today.
No, but a couple good ones thus far in the playoff. And another good one there up the right center, right edge.
Well done. So Inbee Park looking to make, well, Par could win it. We'll see. But against Katrina Matthew playing 18th once again. It's 12:40 a.m. in North Berwick, Scotland, where Katrina Matthew is from. And, you know, Graham's up watching. I don't know about Katie and Sophie at this point.
Hey, good news is in the right rough, we can actually see the golf ball.
Yeah, so she'll have to scramble 2 straight holes here in the playoff, which she's missed the fairway. And made par on the last to stay alive, but now you get tree problems ahead of her as well. And meanwhile, Inbee Park in the fairway. There it is, local time. We might have another hour at least of daylight, so we'll find that one. Park is away now, Jer.
That 146, Terry, 2 yards closer, I believe, than she had in the first playoff hole. Same club, 8-iron. Much better line this time, not as far left.
She either lost it in the sun or hated it.
I don't think she loved it, but it could be that the sun blinded her and she didn't get to watch the flight.
Should run a little bit, but I mean the thing is it's going up the hill and it's soft. That's why I'm suggesting that one. But I mean if you think it's the other one, hit it.
Now that seemed like real golf, didn't it? No, it's a great accent. 138 yards, and yes, you can see the ball. If she can snake one up the front here, holding it underneath this tree, Katrina can hit a very low, hot shot. I've seen her do it a million times.
Rip way down on that hybrid.
Yeah, just not hard enough.
So she'll have to get up and down from there if Inbee Park does not make her putt. So another golden opportunity for Park to wrap things up. She hadn't been able to yet. Came back. If you weren't watching earlier today, it was Morgan Pessel who had a 2-shot lead after 36 holes. And we have played 36 plus today because of the rain, which wiped out the opening round on Thursday. So everything was backed up and had to get this in today, and they have. But it was in that opening 18 that Inbee came back, took the lead, led by 1 going into the afternoon. Katrina Matthew actually made up 7 shots over the course of her last 13 holes in regulation, played 3 under. Inbee was 4 over to get it to 5 under, post that, and wait, make it to the playoff.
Yeah, Inbee and Morgan also, for that matter, opened the door for a lot of people the way they played the back 9.
And you know they're both saying, I've seen this green, these surroundings too often today.
Right now she's saying, but I can't see my ball. It is so far down in this thick, thick rough.
We got a good camera view, Val, and the viewers at home can see the elevation of this 18th green, and it's not just flat and straightforward.
Any kind of putt here would be a good shot.
No chance. So we'll have to hold that for par. Hope that Inbee doesn't make her birdie putt. The only chance now.
Well, there are some lies in the rough where you're just kind of hacking at it, and you have to get a piece of good luck.
In regulation today, Inbee Park really struggled hitting fairways. Katrina Matthew was able to, in this playoff, it's gone the opposite direction. And Matthew missing 2 straight fairways, it just catches up with you.
Not a bogey in the final round for Katrina.
So that'll be left for bogey. This is going to come up short in the bid for a second major championship. Meanwhile, Inbee Park looking for her second major of the last 2. 2 straight, and a winner, obviously back in 08 at the U.S. Women's Open.
And she had a long lull after that. Really struggled to repeat it and play well again. She did. She played quite a little bit of golf in Japan, won a couple of times in Japan, but it was last summer on the LPGA Tour that she seemed to figure everything out, and she has been rolling ever since.
Back-to-back major championships for the best in the game. And she does it in style on the 18th green.
Well, the birdie putt will make Katrina feel just a tiny bit better.
Celebration has begun. Inbee Park wins the Wegmans LPGA Championship. And that dominance now pretty much confirmed.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's her fiance, Guy Nam, and since he has started to help her, she said she changed from a left to right player to somebody who could draw the ball, and it made all the difference.
So Katrina Matthew gets it to 5 under with the 68, 4 under. Brilliant final round for her, but comes up short as Inbee wins it as we send it over to Jerry.
Thank you, Inbee. Congratulations, number one. Battling your swing, a very difficult course, tough, rough. Was this the most demanding day of your career?
I mean, it was one of the toughest days out there. I mean, I actually thought I was very lucky to get in the playoff. I mean, I scrambled so well out there on the second round. I mean, I was just hit it everywhere. And, I wasn't hitting any fairways, which was, so tough on, on this golf course. And, and I finally did hit 3 fairways in the playoff, which, helped me a lot.
Do you realize you're now only the 3rd player to win the Kraft Nabisco and the LPGA Championship in the same season? That's quite an accomplishment.
Really? Yeah. I mean, good thing that I didn't think about that. If I thought about it, I probably missed it. Yeah, I mean, that's a very good accomplishment, and I mean, a very good thing for my career. And yeah, I mean, it was a tough day out there today. I mean, it's, I'm just so tired.
Well, you fought really hard. You earned it. Congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
All right, Jared, look out Sabonic and Long Island, the old course at St. Andrews, and the Evian over in France. Those are the 3 majors still remaining. Who knows? Could be a clean sweep for Inbee Park. The way she's played, the way she's putted, 2 straight here in 2013.
Yeah,
Judy.
I love it. One player in the entire LPGA group that can do it this year, and she can.
Took it 3 extra holes to get there and didn't think it was going to be Katrina Matthew, and a nod to her for the effort today and getting there, waiting, getting to the playoff.
You bet. Such a good player for such a long time.
43 years of age, Katrina Matthew, but it's Inbee Park, back-to-back majors for the world number 1.
This has been a presentation of Golf Channel, the fastest growing network on television, part of NBC Sports.